Hey Geminis, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your second half of November general reading here. So your meditation, fascinating, but isn't it always? So I saw the image of the Gemini collective as Harry Potter, but it's a scene from, and I don't remember which film it is. Let me know in the comments, the Harry Potter fans out there. But it's the scene where he has to face, I guess, a tribunal for using his magic in front of a muggle. And so there's this whole panel of magical judges or jury, as it were, that are about to, judge him and cast some sentence. And then I saw where he was standing. He noticed that the floor that he was like on an onyx, like a black onyx circle. And he looks down and sees that it's suddenly not solid, and it's like a water passageway through which he can just jump in and escape this whole intense trial by jury thing going on here. So you, as Harry Potter, jump through the water, go down this like big slide, and end up in this beautiful starlit field. And in the middle of this field is a very comfortable looking bed, just in the middle of this field under a blanket of stars. And I see you guys go and lay down in the bed and just take a really deep exhale. It's very like waiting to exhale. Like exhale. And then I see the golden snitch from Harry Potter come and land on your chest, and it's just there for you when you wake up. So the sense that I get from this is that within the world of Harry Potter, the snitch is something that if you get it, you win the Quidditch game, right? But it's something that you have to fight for. You have to be faster than the other team to get. It's very difficult. It's a little shiny, flying golden ball with really fast wings. So it's not an easy thing to procure by any means. But it is the objective. It's the, desired, prize. I feel like with this, something is speeding up for you, first of all, but something that either you have been going towards in a linear way or fighting towards or working towards. There's an aspect of it that comes in like the golden snitch, and it comes to you. Interestingly enough, like maybe you've done some groundwork, maybe you've laid the foundation, but this is coming to you. And it's funny because it was only on the other side of you like laying down in the bed and exhaling and being open and receptive could this golden snitch find you and come and land on your chest. And it was only in a state of relaxation and receptivity that it was able to arrive. What's interesting about this is I get this feeling of justice energy, like dragon, justice, Libra energy, because it felt there's an aspect of this where it's like a legal proceeding where you're about to be judged or some decision's going to be made, or there's certain matters that, are a bit official or a bit intense in nature. Like I feel like I'm wearing a tie that feels a little too tight around my neck. So it could be something that, it feels like it's suffocating you, or just it's like squeezing the life out of you, or something that's high pressure that really matters, something that feels like this, like intense. And you jumping through that water slide, just like I'm out, and just allowing yourself to be moved to somewhere else. You have no idea where you were going, but you knew that where you were headed was better than the feeling of where you were. Interesting. I'm thinking of that quote. This kind of came up in the Pisces reading as well. You might want to check that out. Actually do check that out because they got the dragon. I'm feeling kind of justice energy for you as well. Maybe check out the Pisces reading to complement this one. But there's this aspect of, the quote I'm hearing in my head, I should say, is one does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. And you jumping down that water slide, you had no idea where you were going to be, but it ended up to be exactly the perfect place. And by non-resistance and by choosing what was going to feel better from an emotional place, what you wanted, what you didn't even know you needed, found you. Really, really interesting this. Really, really interesting. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what the cards say. Hey Geminis, let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is for the second half of November. second half of November for Jim. Whoa, that is a lot. But you know what? I feel like taking them all. We don't usually get this many at a time, but I'm feeling like, let's just like go with this. I'm feeling like, interesting. So we have Cobra energy here. We have Tarantula here and Eagle. So fascinating this. Cobra energy is Hanged Man energy, which is taking time out to flip your perspective and knowing that by pausing and using discernment, you're gonna get to where you're going much more quickly. Fascinating. Then we have the Tarantula, which equates to the Two of Swords in the Tarot, which is about taking a time out and pausing so that you have access to all of the information available to you. It's bringing your heart and your head together for equal counsel and clarity, right? We assume the Two of Swords in order to gain clarity. Then we have the Eagle, which is the Wheel of Fortune, y'all. That is the Wheel of Fate turning in your favor, good things coming, things that have, not worked out for you or been on hold are starting to move and come towards you. Now, what's really fascinating with this, tell me that doesn't look like a golden snitch from Harry Potter. So around it is the gold, but it is a little circle with kind of like the wings, right, coming out of it, flying through the air, and then the eagle come. What did we say about this coming to you? There's something about the timing of this, the Wheel of Fortune, the snitch, about this turning and working. But it's really fascinating because I feel like the way that this is lining up, it's like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Taking a little time out as the Hanged Man was symbolized by, I feel like you lying down in that bed in the middle of the field, maybe getting some good rest as well, right? Definitely feeling the need for some rest here because we're going from like, this trial by jury and then going, oh no, okay, this is what I need. I need to be in a bed under a starlit sky, right? So taking some time out, a cause for pause, right? And then moving into the Two of Swords in that pause state, assuming the Two of Swords position, right? Heart, head, let's get together. Let's get some clarity. There's information that's available to me that I cannot see unless I literally take some time out, right? And be still and set an intention to be open and present so that I can receive, right? The next best steps, receive a state of calm, realign myself, right? Which leads to the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. Why is there this big message around, what is that quote? I feel like I'm gonna butcher it anyway, but there's this quote of like, you get more done by not doing sort of thing. I feel like I really, really butchered that. Can I put all 3 cards? Maybe. Well, it's a bit precarious. It might fall down, but basically it's the quote around, everything is going to get done, but not necessarily by you enforcing your will on it and doing the most all of the time, right? Sometimes it really is about knowing that you've done all that you can do and then allowing things to arrive and come to you, right? It's kind of the difference between pushing on a door and trying to get it to open versus walking away for a bit and then trying another door, trying that door again, and then having it open for you. It really is about timing, right? Let's see what's going on. Right. The Fool. So beautiful. I love that you're starting off in this way. It's really beautiful, Gemini. So this is a brand new start. It's a beginning, but there's an aspect of this that's coming through around, like the tagline for the Fool is look before you leap. So it's like brilliant. Take that leap of faith, but look before you do so, right? Do so mindfully. That's the aspect of the dog here as well, because dogs represent our connection to our instincts, right? They always know when danger is coming. They're really, really brilliant. They're, descendants of the wolf, right? So it's this aspect of the dog going like, if you keep going that way, you're gonna fall off the edge. Like, I love your spirit, but let's maybe shift a bit over this way and stay safe on the path that we're going, right? Because it's a very precarious ledge, right? There's also something about the fact that like the focus is shifted upward as well and the dog is going this way. I feel like it's like you were heading a certain way. It might have even felt like you were on the edge of a cliff at certain points, right? And there's something coming through here that's going, but there's rest this way. You're gonna get to where you're going a lot more efficiently and a lot more comfortably if you just shift a bit over here, right? Something about this. but it feels very welcome. It feels like there's going to be a very new reality or chapter coming through for you. Oh, hello. Speaking of new chapter, we have the Two of Wands. I am so here for this. So, Two of Wands. Remember how we talked about setting that foundation, right? This is exactly what that is. The Two of Wands is dotting those I's, crossing those T's, and really getting that foundation strong so that when the ship comes in, over here in the distance, if you can see that, when the ship comes in, you're ready, right? That's what leads you to the Three of Wands, which is, I feel like, is the eagle here with the Wheel of Fortune. Three of Wands happens when you've done everything that you can do on your own, and then the universe sends a person, a place, an opportunity to move you forward onto bigger and better things, right? This is the equivalent of like a small business that's run by a single person, and they've, done all that they could to, build themselves up. And then by doing so and working hard, they catch the eye of, a financier who's like, hey, I believe in what you're doing. Let me help you grow. That's Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, right? So I like that this is coming through for you in this way. I also want to point out the fact that this is an energy of staying ready so you ain't got to get ready, of course, but it's also that aspect of like doing as much as you can do and realizing what your own limits are, right? Fascinating. Wands being fire, you also have two fire animals here with the cobra and the tarantula. We are moving into Sagittarius season. So I do feel like that's rather auspicious for you as well, Sagittarians being a fire sign, and also that temperance energy being about patience, balance, and harmony, right? So I feel like that's really coming through for you as well. I feel like, Spirit is coming in to say, you've done a whole lot to get to where you are. Recognize the opportunity or the need within you to get more done by shifting into doing less, at least for a time period, right? But there's something in that for you. Something in that for you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fire, transformation, things that want to be changed and shifted. But I don't feel like it's going to come as a result of you running out there and doing the most. It's really about, we're talking about look before you leap, flipping your perspective, taking a time out to take that Two of Swords, cause for pause position, and allowing the wheel to move for you and in your favor as a result of you taking your hands off the steering wheel just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? King of Swords here. This is beautiful. So this is you coming through here in your masculine form. What's really interesting is that falcon that he has that, that helmet on where they cover the eyes and they can't see. So it's interesting. I can't tell you how good this feels for you coming through in this way, because this feels like a medicinal, version of the Hanged Man and the Two of Swords in terms of how to do this inherently, right? For you as a Gemini, your power, your true power lies in your mind, your ability to see both sides of something, your ability to embrace the gray, your ability to see more than just what is, obvious on the surface. That's your superpower, right? So the fact that you're coming through as King of Swords in the third position, let's look at this. This is really cool how you got three and then it's lining up with these three. So let's just go with this. We've got the cobra here, the Hanged Man, right? Which is about timing, right? Lining up with the Fool, look before you leap, around a fresh, brand new start, taking chances, right? Then we've got the tarantula here with the Two of Wands. We've got Two of Swords meets the Two of Wands. Cause for pause, getting that foundation strong, taking some time out, knowing that you're going to get to where you're going only when the Wheel of Fortune moves in your favor, because you've done mostly all that you can do to get to where you're going at this point in time. Which leads us to the Wheel of Fortune lining up with the King of Swords, you sitting in the full extent of your own power and having full access to your own discernment, your own clarity and brilliance. Why do I think I feel like you're going to be there's going to be some sort of like brilliant solution or brilliant idea or brilliant plan that comes as a result of you taking this time to be still where you are, or really that image of you laying on the bed. It's like taking that time to really conserve or build up your energy or focus or your will again. And then that snitch, that wheel of fortune coming to you as the King of Swords, and you being in a beautiful position to receive it. The Wheel of Swords, the snitch coming to you and you receiving it as the king. Also wearing that golden cloak and the golden crown, going back to that snitch as well, which of course, if you've seen Harry Potter, you know is golden, right? It's golden. It feels like there's something in that golden. And then the gold with the eagle and the snitch lining up in this way. You see that? And then look at this too. We've got the red of the cobra and the red of the fool's tunic here, right? Representing the root chakra and his connection to the earth, his physical experience. Then we've got the red of the tarantula here, tying into the red cloak of the Two of Wands, right? And then we've got the gold of the eagle tying into the gold of the King of Swords. Now what's fascinating about this, where else do we see the red cloak in the tarot? Well, I'll tell you what, we see it in a few different places, but two places that we see it in is the Emperor wears a red cloak, and then on the Justice key, right? Lady Justice wears a red cloak. I was feeling that Justice energy for you. And then the Emperor, the King of Swords is the Emperor, right? Just in his King of Swords aspect. So this is the Emperor wearing his King of Swords outfit. Right? This is Emperor on Mind Day. You know, they have like leg day at the gym, arm day, whatever. This is like the Emperor on the Mind Day or the Brain Day, right? It's interesting how this is coming through. So I feel like there is this overall aspect of, you know, the everything being part of a larger picture and plan, and you understanding that your role in it is largely up to not just the hand of fate, and I don't say that lightly, because there are choices that you can make, and then there are choices that other people are making, right, that are going to affect you. So sometimes it's really important when you're pursuing whatever you're pursuing or working towards whatever you're working towards, to take some time out as you feel the need to do it, and know that when you do so, it's not only going to feel better, but things are going to be happening like off stage, right, backstage, right, that you can't necessarily see, that are aligning, right? So why not lay down in the bed and just be where you are and give yourself a moment or two to gather up that energy, to secure that foundation within yourself, and know instinctively, you got to feel this, Gemini. This is something that you feel, right? There's not going to be like an eagle that flies in. Well, maybe, hey, you never know, but probably not going to be an eagle that flies in and goes, hey, chill out for a moment. Like, take this time to like refuel yourself, to like really think about where you want to be and why. Really give yourself some time to rest, because by doing so, you're going to attract what you were working for anyway, because you already did all that needed to be done to get there, right? It's just like tying up loose ends, doing the last few bits, and then trusting that it's going to come around, right? There's something in that. You're going to have to feel your way through this instinctively. Listen to how you're feeling. Okay? I know that sounds funny. It's like, listen to how you're feeling, but really listen to how you're feeling. It feels incredibly important, because you lining up with the Eagle, Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords here. I want to say this to you, Gemini. We're going to get some advice, but I want to say this to you. Justice always reigns. Justice always happens. It may take time. It may not take a linear path, but justice always prevails. So just trust that everything is going to be exactly as it's meant to be. Your advice is the priest, Allah, the Hierophant, Taurus energy, which is another way of saying trust that everything, you can't make it up. Everything is going to be exactly as it's meant to be. There's an aspect within the Hierophant of tradition and law and order through a lens of, spirituality as well, that says everything that is meant to be is going to be. Anything that is unfair is going to come into balance. Anything that is not right is going to be made right, right? And it's going to happen through the lens of a major arcana energy, right? Which you have plenty of here, right? Knowing that sometimes the best thing that we can do is just take several seats and trust that everything is going to work out in my favor. I may not know exactly how or when or why or what form it's going to take, but I know that it's inevitable. I know this, right? I love it when it's a high priest. The Hierophant comes up as advice because it always tells me as a reader, especially when I'm reading for, you know, myself, especially whenever this comes up as advice, it's like, you can breathe, because there's a beautiful, you can choose to look at this as an aspect of freeing yourself from the burden of responsibility, in terms of like, there's nothing that you need to do. You've worked really hard to get where you are. Just keep tending to your own foundation, keep tending to what you need to do for you, and trust that it is handled, okay? I'm also want to take this literally and want to say there's something around Taurus season lining up for you within this that I'm picking up on. Taurus season, something in that. Also, the Hierophant has to do with marriage as well. And we were getting justice energy, and then like that, you know, the court of law and everything. So the King of Swords as well can represent judges. So I do feel like there's something tied to that as well. There are going to be decisions that are made, and it's all going to be, you know, again, Lady Justice being blind, it's all going to work out in a way that it's meant to, and you are going to be a recipient of that truth, of that karma coming around and being fulfilled through balance. Okay? It's something in that for you, and it feels like there's a much larger picture at play of which you are a part, but not the whole thing. So know when it's your time to be on stage and take action and know your lines and do your blocking, right? And there's other times for you to be backstage taking a water break and waiting for the time when, you know, it's your cue to come on again. This is your time to be backstage. But think about it, when an actor is backstage or a musician is backstage, they're not, you know, they're still ready, they're still focused, they're still present, right? But they know that there's a time to be on stage and a time to be backstage. There's a time to do the most and take action and be on the spot. And there's time to be in the background, backstage, you know, building up that energy and being in a place of inner movement and stillness and readiness, right? So there's something to that, Gemini. I feel like there's an aspect of like energy conservation or discernment around what is yours to do and what isn't, and the timing of things, right? Oh, it's brilliant. So your oracle is, I am mindful of my thoughts. Bright, manifest, macaw, and the throat chakra. I am mindful of my thoughts is King of Swords all day, every day, so I'm here for that. I feel like this is brilliant advice. I'm mindful of my thoughts. Bright, manifest, macaw, and throat chakra. You know, we were talking about this idea of manifestation. I like that it's this bird coming in here, swooping in as well. It kind of reminiscent, I'm afraid if I move it, it's going to fall, reminiscent of this eagle as well. But mindful of your thoughts is incredibly, incredibly important. You know, that starry sky as well, that color of indigo is the color of your third eye chakra as well. So I do feel like there are aspects of understanding that, especially with the Two of Swords here with the tarantula as well, it's not just about being mindful of your thoughts, it's understanding that you have a responsibility to your own mental health and wellness, as it were, for you to enjoy inner peace and calm and trust, and you have access to this state of being anytime you like. And I feel like for you, the route there is through going backstage, lying down in that bed, and then waking up with that golden snitch. And I feel like you're going, yeah, I feel like I do feel like a sense of that. Like I've done a lot to get to where I am, and the next steps are going to reveal themselves, you know, when they're ready to, right? But you're going to get to where you're going. You're going to get a lot further down the road and feel a lot better about it if you listen to yourself and your own internal metronome around your timing, when to move, when to be still, and knowing that sometimes to allow things to come to you, you need to step away. Right? Really interesting. And then also the Hierophant is your advice. Trust. Trust. There's a bigger hand at play here, and all will be revealed in due time. And I feel like with this speeding up, it's going to come in some really interesting ways as well. Like, I feel like there's some surprises in store for you, right? And I want to take this as well and say, you know, a bright future ahead indeed, right? With this eagle here in the golden light. So it's really, really beautiful, Gemini. Remember, assuming the King of Swords position, if this is your third position within which this Wheel of Fortune is going to bring you your golden snitch, then it is really important to take this Two of Swords position very seriously, right? And really commit to it. Really embrace that sense of inner peace and receptivity. That's what's going to allow the wheel to move in your favor. Really beautiful. So with that being said, Gemini, I so hope that this helps and resonates. Please let me know in the comments below how you're doing, how things are going. Also, a little bit of, YouTube drama going on. YouTube is unsubscribing people from the channel. So if you comment and like, I'm seeing that helps you stay subscribed, because YouTube goes, oh, okay, they're interacting, we'll let them stay, sort of thing. So please like, please comment. I'd really appreciate that. Another reminder that my Be Your Own Intuitive membership course, the waitlist is now open, y'all. That is in the description box below, the link to go over and sign up for that. And just lastly, thank you so, so much for being here. And most of all, and as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.